Pathmonk is the AI for website conversions. With increasing online competition, over 98% of website visitors don't convert. The ability to successfully show your value proposition and support visitors in their buying journey separates you from the competition online. Pathmonk qualifies and converts leads on your website by figuring out where they are in the buying journey and influencing them in key decision moments with relevant micro experiences like case studies, intro videos, and much more. Stay relevant to your visitors and increase conversions by 50% by adding Pathmonk to your website in seconds, letting the artificial intelligence do all the work, and increase your conversions by 50% while you keep doing marketing as usual. Check us out on pathmonk.com. Hey everybody, welcome back to Pathmonk Presents. I'm really excited for today's episode. We've got Richard Counsell over at CyberRisk Alliance. How you doing today, Richard?
Doing good. It's nice and chilly in Florida, so can't complain. I guess I'm waiting for the heat. So,
Well, it's coming soon. It's coming soon. So
yep.
I'm really looking forward to chatting today about how you guys are managing all of the digital marketing over at CyberRisk. I know that it's a really interesting industry, and especially from a competitor standpoint, there's a lot of different competitors that people can go to when it comes to cybersecurity. So before we kind of dive into things, why don't you tell me, in your own words, what's the company all about and who do you help?
Yeah. So CyberRisk Alliance is we're more of a data community-centered company, and so what we do is, in as simple as I can put it, is we.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Pathmonk Presents. I'm really excited for today's conversation. We've got Richard Counsell from CyberRisk Alliance. How you doing today, Richard?
Doing good. It's nice and chilly in Florida, so just waiting for the heat.
I'm sure it's coming eventually. So
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to chatting today and learning a little bit more about CyberRisk and what you guys do over there. But before we really dive into the nuts and bolts of everything, I'm really looking forward to kind of learning about what a business intelligence team does for the cybersecurity ecosystem. So why don't you tell me in your own words, what's the company all about?
Yeah. So CRA, or CyberRisk Alliance. So we like to say we're community-centered and data-driven. And so we provide business intelligence that helps cybersecurity ecosystems connect, share knowledge, accelerate careers, and make smarter and faster decisions based off all the way from our events to our communities to our marketing solutions for marketing teams for cybersecurity companies. And so basically we just use an interconnected, trusted network of experts and brands and events, and we just literally provide cybersecurity professionals with actionable insights and powerful extension of we like to consider ourselves a powerful extension of cybersecurity marketing teams. We've got tons of data, and we're just like the go-to. We have a ton to offer, and yeah.
It sounds like you guys have set yourself up in a way to kind of really support one specific industry and one specific vertical. So I'm sure you guys are definitely experts in that specific area, and I'm looking forward to learning a little bit more. So to move on to the next question, I know that you guys probably support all different cybersecurity companies, but maybe you can tell me a little bit more, like specifically within these teams, who is it that you're serving and what is the problem that you're solving for these people?
So it's a really good question. So majority of our services are geared towards the marketing teams. How do you market better and get in front of their ICP better? So our ICP are the marketing professionals at cybersecurity companies. So like if you think about CrowdStrike, even IBM, basically anybody that offers a go-to cybersecurity solution, that's basically who we serve, but it's strictly for the marketing teams. And so outside of the marketing team to help build the sponsor base, where that comes in the secondary layer is the actual practitioner. So your CISOs, your information specialists, your security specialists, like they are the bread and butter of what the communities and the events are. And so if you've ever heard of Identiverse, InfoSec World, those are CyberRisk Alliance resources and events. And so basically we gear all of the information, all of the partners, all the sponsors to it's more of a knowledge ecosystem versus a like, hey, just buy the stuff, or these are the solutions. But like at the same time, we pair it with we operate all of our events and all the data that we collect and all of the community events that we do we do it with integrity. And so we don't hide anything. It's not like, look, these are the sponsors, these are our technology partners. We do it with true integrity. It's not, we're just here just for the sponsor dollars. Like, no, we really want the ecosystem to grow and share knowledge and bring up newer, because cybersecurity is literally ever changing. always crazy. In the last 10 years, it's exploded. But the crazy thing about it is it's such a finite industry. And so there are only so many cybersecurity companies. And so, yeah, we have competitors, but the way that we see our competitors, they're also our brothers in arms is how can we do better and how can we get information to the practitioners and get the best solutions in front of those that are actually doing the work.
Awesome. Thanks for that answer. So next I wanted to say, I was checking out your website ahead of time and I noticed that you kind of have two different sections on your website when we talk about what you guys do. You have your solutions that you provide for your specific clients, and then you talk about the events that you guys put together and sponsor. Maybe you can tell me, like, how do these differ? What are the solutions that you guys provide to the end clients, and how does it differ from the events that you're scheduling for kind of the overall community?
Yeah, so I'll start with the individual solutions. So the marketing solution specifically, that falls under the umbrella of CRA Connect. And the reason why we named it Connect is because we want to connect literally all the integrated campaigns that like a marketing professional would need at whatever cybersecurity, insert X cybersecurity company. They need to connect better with their audience. And so we have a really sweet tool, the way that it's called Cybercept, and we basically, that's how we collect all of the data, and that's how we can offer a tailored experience to their ICP that our competitors cannot do. And so with CR Connect, we have everything from CyberRisk TV, which is basically like it's a production arm of interviews, whether that's at RSA or Black Hat or Identiverse, our event, or InfoSec World, you name it. That's where founders go to get interviewed. That's where CEOs and CISOs and people like real practitioners go, and that's where we help extend that knowledge through YouTube and other channels. We also have so the total integrated marketing program, whether that's account-based or topic-based. We have our content services. We specialize in channel marketing for those individual companies. We also have a PR arm, and that's LaunchTech Communications. We specialize in lead generation, digital advertising, and all of our like our newsletters, and also our with CyberRisk TV. We have ad placements, we have podcast Security Weekly. It's just a whole shebang of areas that you can either do all of it or you can just do some of it. But the goal with CR Connect was we wanted to connect the individual integrated marketing programs with the event side. So let's just say, which is perfect segue. So if you sponsor, let's say, a regional or a national event, which our regionals would be cybersecurity summits, and also the CRC or Cyber Risk Collaborative. That's the community driven events. But InfoSec World and Identiverse and MSSP Alert Live, those are our national events. Let's just say we have X company sponsor one of those, whether it's regional or national, but we know that they would benefit heavily from coming into an integrated marketing approach. And so we connect the two arms together, and it's just a full, just perfect inline integrated marketing campaign from start, from A to Z, and everything in between. And we can offer full reporting on that. And that's just basically what we try to do. So with the national events or even the regional events, that's where that is, because they're all communities, right? But with CRC being a more intimate, community-driven channel, they have events like, and they're mostly invite only, is your CISO dinners, very intimate sponsor opportunity there, and also for the practitioners. So where a lot of CISOs just get together and they just talk about stuff. It's just like, we're not privy to that information. That's private information, but they talk about things that are what's changing or what their best practices are. It's a really cool learning opportunity for literally anybody, even if you've been a seasoned CISO or if you're a brand new practitioner. So it's really cool. And then for Identiverse and InfoSec World, it's kind of like your typical like what you would think of a huge expo, but it is strictly cybersecurity. It is. These are all the crazy things happening. So it's more of a broad stroke versus the CRC communities, like those CISO dinners or those intimate events where it's private information. This is the larger scale. So we like to try to whittle it down to make it to where everybody funnels into somewhere that they belong, and all of the data and everything that we capture and curate. It's meant to literally just drive performance and knowledge and education.
Yeah, but it also sounds like you have something for everyone, right? You have
Exactly.
those
Yeah.
private events that are invite only. You've got the
Yep.
larger events that are community based that anyone can get in on and try to gain information. And
Yep.
also you have your direct services for your one-on-one clients. So yeah, it
Exactly.
sounds like you guys are covering everything. To talk about your audience a little bit more, considering this is a marketing and growth focused podcast,
Mhm.
how do they find out about you? Like, what are some of your top acquisition channels at the moment?
Yeah, so our top acquisition channel at this moment is organic social and organic search.
Nice.
And we have a lot to, we owe basically 90 probably percent of that to SC Media, which is the publishing arm. And they've been established for a very long time, and they do great work. The editors over there, just like, they're wicked. They know what they're talking about. It is just like full bore 100% of the time they're getting after it. But we've made a point to grow our traffic channels organically, because our social following is huge. There's no sense in us spending extra dollars where we don't have to. So that way we can allocate that and concentrate any extra dollars that we have in the budget for other things, regardless of what that would be. It's just, we know that we've been successful and we're going to continue being successful with driving organic traffic. And so we've, our advocacy program, internally has operated very, very well. We work on an EMV, or earned media value model, and everybody loves it. We gamify it. It's a good time. And then, but everybody within the CRA portfolios, we're all advocates for each other, the personal brands and reputations, as well as the brand. So CRA as a whole, SC Media, MSSP Alert Live, MSSP Alert. I mean, the list goes on. Everybody has their own pillar, but we all integrate with each other at the same time. And so it all rolls up into CRA, but the way that we do it is we advocate for each other, we advocate for the brand, and we just drive traffic organically, because people resonate with people better. It's, the days are gone where, oh, I'm just going to post on my company LinkedIn and people are going to follow us. Like, that's just not the way of the world anymore. People don't trust brands, they trust people. And so, yeah, the
I would
FSP
totally agree.
behind me is the proof of that.
I would also say it's interesting to hear you say that you guys are really rocking it when it comes to organic. And when you talk specifically about there's no reason to spend money in places that you're not sure if it's going to work or not, because a lot of people say, we're doing well on organic. Maybe we want to test out some paid advertising, see if it works or not. But it
Yeah.
seems like your team is of the idea that we know what we're doing well. It's been working for a long time. There's no reason to kind of like rock the boat because we're really strong in where we are currently. Is that kind of the idea?
Yeah. And so I will say we're not opposed to spending dollars on traffic acquisition, but we want to be really intentional about it. And so everybody knows, literally the biggest companies in the world, even they struggle with marketing budgets, and those are getting cut. And so, not every company we're all experiencing that. And so we have to be extremely strategic and extremely intentional with the dollars that we're going to pay. If we're going to do it, we're not just doing brand building campaigns. That's silly. We have the brand. It's been built. We're established, even though, I mean, we're 5-6 years old. And so for the most part, we're already operating in a grassroots campaign for the most, everybody understands it. And so we're a go-to resource. That's number one. Number two is there's no reason for us to try to tout something that we're not. And so we're not going to overmarket a brand or an awareness that we're just not comfortable with. And so we're comfortable with what we say and what we do, and we're very confident in it. And so I think we continue to do a good job. Even for our events, we have a lot of competitors out there, but we run awareness campaigns for those, and those operate very, very well, but we have a lot of organic registrants and sponsors from those too. And so the proof is really in the pudding, so to speak. And so we can split test it all day, but the amount of money that we would spend it just doesn't make any sense. But we're not opposed to it. It's just, why would we?
Yeah, really well said. So the next question I wanted to move on to is more so, again, about client acquisition, but not so much about where are they coming from, but how does the website play into your overall client acquisition? Like, do you feel like the website has any major strengths or weaknesses when it comes to acquiring new clients?
So the fun thing with this is it's twofold. So it has the same strength is its same weakness. We have a lot of information and it's an overload. So we know we have to have the information, but it's very hard to find things. And so we've been working basically since I came on board. We've been working to clean up basically the main nav. Where's all the information load coming from? Where are we bouncing? Where are we losing those conversions? And so our CRO or our conversion rate optimization for a lot of these landing pages are, we're missing people. They're just not taking action. We just really understand like because obviously we have the information they want. We post it, it's good, but we're in the idea that zero click is still a thing, but we understand we still have a ton of traffic that comes to the website. So we have to really hone in on and really understand like why are they leaving? And it's just because we have so much stuff. It's just so much happening. And the best way we can really classify it is, we live by the less is more at this point. And so with the amount of events and solutions that we offer and what we do and like the ins and outs of cybercept and all of the portfolios and brands that we have, it's just like, oh my God, I got to figure this out. And so basically we're consolidating is the short answer. The long answer is we want it to be a brand affinity push. So the power play here is IDV or Identiverse, ISW or InfoSec World, all the regional events, the individual solutions, it all rolls into the parent umbrella, which is CyberRisk Alliance. And then we pillarized it. And so those are the main pillars that hold up the roof. But we want everybody to understand it's not like Procter and Gamble, right? Where they have, we have paper towels, we have Bounty, and we have do this, and they have all these things.
Right.
It's like, it's a tiny little logo that says P&G. But we want it to be CR or CyberRisk Alliance, and here are all the other portfolios. We share the same string. We're all on the same tightrope, and we all operate at the same tune, but they hold up the overall roof, which is CRA. Mm-hmm. And so it's twofold. It's our weakness and our strength. Too much information can be good. It depends, but cybersecurity professionals, even marketers as myself, like when I go to a website, if I can't figure out what you do in 20 seconds, and then if I can't find the services in less than that, I'll just find
you're gone. Yeah, you're gone.
So with CRA is so much cool stuff and a lot of jargon, a lot of keywords, and then where do they go next? And it's like we lose them right after that. And so a lot of our referral traffic performs a lot better. So our behavior flows look a lot cleaner from that regard. But our straight in, it's just they come in and they look for stuff, and then so that's how we're building it out. Is majority of our traffic come in, they do one thing, they take a next step, and then they take a next step, and they take too many steps. We just need them to understand what we do. If they have a question, ask for it. If they don't have a question, what are they looking for? Can they find it super easy? And that's really what it is. But
it's a two-sided blade, right? You got to have the information to qualify yourselves, but it might confuse a couple people. So
exactly,
I understand. So the next couple section of the next 3 or so questions are going to be more focused on Richard as the marketing professional. We're going to be moving away from CyberRisk Alliance and a little bit more as to your personal opinions. And I'm going to get things started with kind of a little bit of a basic one. But what are some tips or methods or approaches that you might recommend for websites that could get more conversions or get more traffic? Like what do you see and what would you recommend to people?
Find a reliable heat map tool. Also, Google Tag Manager is your friend. It is a pain in the ass. Sorry for the French there, but it's a pain to set. I mean, like, especially if you don't know what you're doing, find somebody that knows what they're doing with GTM. That you can all your key events in GA4. It's going to be your saving grace. So if you want to keep everything native and free tools, use those. If you have some money to spend, get a tool like a heat map tool that Microsoft, I can't remember what it is, but the tool, I used it forever ago when it first came out, and I've yet to re-implement it. So reminder myself. But it literally records visitor sessions. It's wild. And so you can just see exactly what they do, where they bounce, where they're not interested, where they clicked, where they didn't click. It's like, especially if you have everything above the fold, like most, say if it's coming to the landing page, most SaaS companies have like your form on the right or left-hand side with a blurb or whatever it is, picture, and it's above the fold. That's the action you want you to take. But if you don't take that, why not? And so focus on your freebie tools. But if you have budget, go for something that's actually going to tell you a story, give you actionable data. Don't just try to make up data. That's the problem I think a lot of marketers, and especially from a digital side, is we can tell the story as like how we want it with the data that we have, but it doesn't matter if you can't actually take action on it. So yeah, oh yeah, I had X amount of opens or like in my emails or clicks or blah blah blah. It's like, yeah, but why? So
Mhm.
if you can't answer the why with the data that you have, then it's kind of worthless. Like sure, you
Yeah,
have,
the
but
why definitely helps inform what your strategy will be next if you can gather that information. But cough, cough, if you had an AI that could kind of track that and then proactively
mm,
show different types of content, cough, cough, pathmonk, that might be pretty cool. But that's for a
shameless
different
plug. I
conversation.
appreciate it.
Okay, so the next question I wanted to ask, I know that you guys are always dealing with like different MarTech stacks that a lot of people
Yep.
are dealing with. So I wanted to say, like, I know a lot of teams invest heavily in these areas, right? All these different technologies for the marketing suite. And often adding these new tools is leading to them being underutilized, right? You maybe add
Yeah.
one where it's replacing another one, or maybe it's just layering on top of each other. From your
Mhm.
experience, why do you think this happens? And how can organizations be more intentional with the way that they invest in their technologies?
So I think it happens because it's shining and new in marketers. It's like even if you don't have ADHD, if you once you start your marketing career, you just have it. It just forms, and so it's just because marketing to marketers is probably a plague. It is. It's a thing. It's like, oh, we understand each other so well, but at the same time, we hate each other. And it's so because it's like, you know exactly, like it's sweet nothings in my ear. You know exactly what to say. But the MarTech in particular, outside of the free tools, is you can do this, you can up your conversions. And like if you're behind the power curve and it's like the end of the first half and you have to get your pipeline to a certain number, you're like, I'm going to look for something that could do that today. And I have some budget. I'm going to throw it out. I don't care. Oh, it's a freemium, 30-day free trial, whatever. You're going to just jump on it. And then those companies hope is like, yeah, you forget about it. And then you just get billed for it. And you're like, oh, I'm just going to work it into the budget, or, oh, I'll just basically just forget about it or whatever. But I think it happens because we don't understand how to leverage. Well, I think it's two-part, in my opinion. We don't know how to leverage the tool correctly, and we only bought it for one thing whenever it costs like it should have five different offer or like solutions, right?
Mm.
The other side is the developers of these tools know that you're going to forget, and they're like, this is a solution, it does this thing, but like it could do this, but we're going to charge for this instead.
Mm.
So it's kind of like it's kind of a back and forth where the developer knows that that's the solution they need, but it doesn't actually finish. It doesn't actually do the full fix. It's like 85%. And then you have to go buy another tool that does another 10%, and then another tool that does 5%. And so to get to that 100% mark, you have to get these different tools. And so,
Mm.
for instance, Salesforce, their marketing cloud, everything was modular. There are a lot of, but like when the marketing cloud came out and it was just like this huge thing, it was like, oh, you can't do this, but you can buy it. And now you can do it. I don't like, I'm going to name drop because I've used them in the past, but Zoho is a perfect example. It's like, it works. It's cheap, but not really, because you have to buy the marketing suite. You have to buy the email thing. You got to buy the contact thing. It's just like imports cost money. It's just like, so even if it's a CRM, you can do all these things, but if you don't, you have to go buy a different tool. And so again, it's just, how can we leverage it better? There's no reason, or how can we kind of start a movement where, okay, solution providers, you actually have to provide the solution,
Mhm.
versus, yeah, okay, you can get me halfway there and then I got to go buy another one where my budget only allows for one, but now I have an excuse to go get more. And now our budget's getting slashed because we couldn't prove the pipeline generated by the thing. And it's just like a whole deal. So yeah, I think,
I
and
I would agree by saying one of the problems that we see as well, or at least that I see, is that same theme that you're talking about, where you bring on a tool to do a job, and yeah, it does 50%, 75%, and then you have to keep adding on top of it, right?
Mhm.
So this is where the MarTech stack happens, because if you did have a tool that could do 100% of the job that you needed, then you wouldn't need a stack. You would only need one tool, which doesn't end
Yeah,
up stacking up. So I think that's a really good theme that a lot of people can probably relate to.
yeah, that's I'm a snob when it comes to HubSpot. And it's just because of what it offers for the now it is expensive, but you can bring it down. Like for the most part, if you're a smaller company, you can, work it in and they're usually really well. You can do the partner program, whatever. But for the most part, it's got your social media tool, it's got your CRM, it's got a pipeline gen reporting tool, it's got your call, I mean your S or your qualifying tools, you have email. It's to me, I think, and I would argue this, I'll die on this hill probably, is I could probably run that with an addition of probably two other tools, like something like Pathmark for conversion on websites, and then I don't know, probably some other, I don't know, like Photoshop, because I'm a nerd with it. But like, yeah, those three things, I think that I just operate in a marketing team. Just I love
Yeah,
HubSpot. And I just
HubSpot does everything.
yeah, it's wild.
The next couple questions I want to move on to are going to be a little bit more playful, and we kind of consider them to be like a rapid fire round. So what we're looking for are kind of like short, crisp answers, first thing that comes to your mind. And the first one I'm going to throw in there is I know everyone kind of goes to a lot of different places to kind of learn, stay up to date, always be growing, always be improving. Where do
Yeah,
you go to kind of make sure that you're always moving in the right direction?
work. Like I just work. So and I know that sounds crazy, but I used to subscribe to literally every newsletter, every podcast, everything. And it was like I got to learn something. But like the more I thought about it, is everything that I've learned up until this point is I just did it. I had to learn it somehow. And so you can be told something, but until you actually do it or learn it yourself, you're not actually teaching anything. And so, Chris Walker's a good one. I follow him on LinkedIn. Who else? There's wow, just like first name's Casey, I forgot his name. But anyway, there's a few that I follow. It's just for like areas that I'm just not good at because I've never actually done them. But for Chris Walker, for instance, is like, yeah, he talks a lot about his experiences. That doesn't mean that that's going to be the exact same experience that I have with GTM, right? And so the same thing with any kind of conversion rate optimization on your website is like, just because my audience, even if we share the same audience, even though like they could operate completely different or we have different results, it has everything to do with what you see on your daily basis of what you do at work or what kind of work did you put in, what kind of results are you getting. That's the way you learn.
I would
You
also
can read
agree
everything all
that
day, but yeah.
I would totally agree that you hear things,
Yeah.
but when you experience it, maybe you experience it differently, right? So like you can read the book, you can listen to the podcast, you can watch the YouTube video, but until you go in and do it yourself, you're not going to
Yep.
realize if it's the right thing for you. So yeah, you're totally right. Do the work, figure out if it's right
That's
for
it.
you, and pivot accordingly. That's kind of number one.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. A little bit more playful. What's the last book that you read?
Uh, Llama Llama Red Pajama. Actually, I literally read that this morning. It was so I've got a three. He's almost three, but like that is his go-to book. It's go to sleep time and then wake up. And it's like
Oh,
before
well,
breakfast,
well,
I
I
gotta read.
appreciate the honesty. We got a lot of people on here talking about all the growth and marketing books that you read, but knowing that new dad reading Llama Llama, that's a pretty good one. Okay, next. If there were no boundaries in technology, what would be
Mhm.
the one thing that you would want to have fixed for your role as a marketer today?
Journey mapping. Like straight up. If there is something, if the boundaries were eliminated for any kind of tech and like budget and all that kind of stuff, and I think it would be a significant improvement. I don't think it would be actually like something that could be fixed because like again, the experience is completely different. It should be the journey, like customer journey mapping, real time customer journey, like as it's happening. Just oh, now I can fit. And of course, I know that there are AI agents that can kind of do that, but I'm not a coder, so I can't write the script for that. But anyway, real time customer journey mapping as they're going through the process, what they're looking at, basically having all of these tools work in sync and in concert to make the journey a successful one, like at least a 90% success rate.
Hmm.
Like personalization, um, basically like content enhancements from their background, basically using the cookie data that's available to like, okay, this is the type of stuff they're into. This is what they were looking at before. This is the retargeting data we have. It's just online and offline, all the stuff. It's just like the zero social or the dark social stuff is like it has all that information. Now, some of that is a little the legal parameters that I'm sure that they're
But if we could have
there,
a
but
tool
yeah,
that, so it sounds like what you're saying is if we could have a tool that does all of the buyer journey information, but aggregating all of the information from everywhere, right? Not just what did
yeah,
they do on the website, what
yeah,
sort of offsite content did they read, what sort of social stuff have they seen so far, and being able to tell you where they are in the funnel based on everything, not just one aspect or another.
yeah.
So that's a really, really good one. Okay, I like that answer. Not a lot of people have said that. Okay, next. If there was one repetitive task that you could automate, what would it be?
Checking email and answering email.
Care
That's
to
it.
care to explain?
I spend so okay, like the amount of emails personally and professionally is why it's you get spam. That's number one. You're like, okay, I gotta check it to make sure. And you're like, is this one real? Like, no, it's not. And like, oh, I gotta block it or whatever. And then like the professional stuff is like, is this chain actually pertain to me? You gotta look at stuff and then you gotta read the whole thing. The chain is crazy long, and you're like, okay, that's not really for me. I can just go ahead and read it, just archive it, whatever. Personal stuff is like, how many promotions did I get? Like, what is the social stuff? Do I get any and LinkedIn
Right.
notifications? It's just like, it's just perpetual. And if I could just like have a bot, which cool thing is, Gemini does some of that for like if you have like your G Suite.
Mhm.
But for the most part, it still needs work. Like if I just all day, just email, just check it, just do stuff with it. I don't want to do it unless it's super duper important.
Yeah, automated task. Please run through all of my inboxes, identify
Yep,
which ones actually require a response in my attention, and everything else archive.
that's it.
That sounds good. Okay, and we're moving on to the last question. What is one piece of advice that you would give yourself if you were to restart your journey as a marketer today?
Network.
Get
And
to know the
also,
people that can support you.
yeah, just talking. So a year ago, you and I would never have had a conversation because I knew everything.
Mm,
Or even, a couple years ago, when you teach yourself things, you for some reason you like to think that you know everything already. And then,
mhm.
that's kind of like the ego piece too, is so I still think that I'm 19 years old, but yeah, it's when you learn stuff, it's you didn't learn it all. When you learn social media, you never did know it. You're just like, oh, that's how you do that thing. There are so many there are puzzle pieces that are just scattered across the entire earth. In every aspect of every career, marketing is so specific that it's when people say it's a changing landscape, or like how ChatGPT would say it's a changing landscape. Um, it truly it is because a lot of people don't understand the psychology behind it. And I have a psychology minor, and I graduated with a marketing management degree. It was like this whole thing. But even then, I still change on a weekly basis of my buying habits, like the way that I operate online and offline, what I look at, my interests, everything. And so, if I had to give myself probably a couple of pieces of advice, is you don't actually know everything. Network more. Don't get caught up in the silliness of paralysis by analysis. That's every day. I think most marketers suffer from that.
100%.
And just understand your like basic psychology. How do you operate as an individual, and use that as your framework? It's okay to use that. And when a lot of professors will tell you, you only focus on what the like your audience understands, like what they like and and it's like, that's fine, but you have to start somewhere. Be it you, it's okay to, how would I operate in this situation? And if it just doesn't make any sense, then like go with your gut in a lot of things. That's some people will tell you, and I'm one of them, is without data, you're just a person with an opinion. But sometimes, and it's very small, but sometimes that gut feeling does actually get you over the finish line when you thought it wouldn't.
Yeah, that's really wise words. I could go both ways. You do need the data, but sometimes you got to trust your gut. And more than anything, yeah, you don't know everything. You got to trust your network. And lean
Yeah.
on other people when you don't know something. So I think, Richard, thank you so much for joining the show today. We really enjoyed having you. If there are any cybersecurity companies out there that need some marketing support, go check out CyberRisk Alliance. Those guys are the best. Reach directly out to Richard. He'll help you out with anything you need. Richard, thank you so much for joining the show today.
Thanks, man.